What is up, people of YouTube? I'm the Need for Speed Beast. Welcome back to my gameplay on Fast Beat Loop Racer GT. So this is chapter 4, continuing the story, and without further ado, let's begin. Ryo and the others follow Fei Long to Beijing. While trying to gather more info on him, they keep hearing about a car known as the Swan. Tiger appears before Ryo and his friends. Ryo, I've wanted to race you ever since the group race. Sharing Tiger's sentiment, Ryo agrees, and the race is on. Now Ryo's style has to change if he wants to surpass the Tiger. Ryo and his friends take the information they've got from Tiger about Fei Long and encounter a strange car in Beijing. The driver who steps out is Chen, who calls himself Crazy Apple. One time he lost to Fei Long, and he has been Fei Long's top subordinate since. I heard you beat Tiger. Let me see what you can do. A race against one of Fei Long's men is just the thing to help get one step closer to the man himself. Still thinking about the Swan from Beijing, Rio starts to ask around. He learns that it's a white car of unrivaled grace that has defeated racers all over the capital. Hearing that the Swan is racing today, Rio and the others go to check it out. Arriving just in time to join the audience, they can't see the driver, but the spectators say that his opponent is a pro racer named Sao. They also say he is the driver who test drives Fei Long's custom cars. The race begins. Chang had been working separately from Rio to gain information, and gets the truth from Fei Long's men. A string of traffic accidents in Japan were caused by Fei Long, so he could then steal and use the technology for himself. Chang is enraged at this discovery. He finds Sao, Fei Long's right-hand man, just as he has beaten Takashi, and challenges him to tell him Fei Long's whereabouts if he can beat him in a race. As he says it, a voice from the shadows calls out, "Hey, leave that to me." It is Chen, who explains he's had it with Fei Long. Chang asks Rio, "Let me handle this one." Ryo approaches Takashi, who quietly confesses he's come after Fei Long to settle things for an accident he once had. He came to Beijing and raced to get his name out there, but after finally racing one of Fei Long's men, he lost, and Fei Long would never race someone who couldn't beat his man. As Takashi mutters that he can never settle the past, Ryo says, "I'll take care of it along with my own business." Takashi tells him, "If you can't beat me, you'll never be able to make it to Fei Long. What do you say, Ryo? Now is the time to show you what I'm made of. Time for the son to outdo the father." Maybe you guys can beat Fei Long, and what you asked for if you won, here it is. Sao sends Ryo a letter that contains Fei Long's whereabouts, along with a message, "You'll get your car back." This is the final showdown. Ryo and the others head off to where Fei Long awaits them. "I never thought you'd make it this far." Fei Long looks at Ryo, who has grown much, and the Silver Dragon is here too. Excellent, let's see who's the best. Fei Long, the Silver Dragon, and Ryo enter a three-way race. It was a race like he had never been seen before. Ryo reflects back on all of the racers and rivals he's had so far. He left Japan, grew so much, and finally let all that experience come together to face off against Fei Long and win. After the race, Fei Long approaches Ryo and his friends. I gave it all I had and I lost. I have no regrets. I feel like I understand the joy of racing again. Thank you. Fei Long realizes that a Japanese company manipulated his need for revenge, and facing his feelings as a driver, says, "I'm sorry." Hearing his apology, Ryo's father explains that fateful accident, and the two exchange a handshake. So next up will be chapter 5. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a big like. Consider subscribing if you want to support this channel. I'm the Need for Speed Beast, and see you all next time.